gosh, Lynn would love it.
Yeah? Any reception here?
I don't know. We gotta check it out.
Yeah, the blue is just, I don't think I've ever seen a prettier color blue than this. Like a cobalt blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, so this is Crater Lake. It's in southern Oregon. Ah. Yeah, it's a gift stop. That's where we were last time here.
Yeah. Why did they make a diorama that? Everything got purple after that too, didn't it? Everything diorama. It's been a while. Betty said vase. I don't know who got a vase. There's steam coming up off one of the little mounds in there. And then they say you can't be there. He said, just hold on for another 15 minutes till we get out of here. We're more, you know? Yeah.
So that is Wizard Island, and they say it was named Wizard Island because the man who discovered it thought that it looked like a wizard's hat. We learned that yesterday. Hey everyone, it's July 20th, it's Thursday, and my apologies, the last video, which was supposed to come out yesterday on the 19th, never made it because we really haven't had much in the way of cell or Wi-Fi to make it happen. So the video is ready, but I can't upload it to YouTube. So stay tuned on that. I'm keeping them coming, but we're in kind of a remote section now. We're still in the Crater Lake National Park, and we're doing the Rim Trail, which will connect us back to the PCT. And the views are spectacular, so you're going to be in for a big treat. All right, talk to you later. So we're on the Rim Trail, and the views are really incredible. So this will connect us in about 6 miles back onto the PCT. But in the meantime, we get to have incredible views of the lake, and the trees, and the mountains. It's something else. You can make it out, but there's a mountain right in the distance, and we are heading to that. That's Mount Thielsen, Jim. Yeah, so in a couple of days we'll be over in that direction, and that'll be part of the route that we take as we head over to our next goal, which is, what is the name of it? Where we're going?
Shelter Cove.
Shelter Cove, yeah. So in a couple days we'll be at Shelter Cove, which is a little resort area where we have another package, resupply package. And today's weather is awesome. So I would say 70s?
Yeah, high 70s.
High 70s, sunny, breezy, beautiful. Incredible view here on the Rim Trail. Amazing. Look at that lake. And there's Wizard Island. I think pretty soon we're turning away from the lake. So this might be the last of the views. Oh, Crater Lake. You are unbelievable. Thanks to the Rangers, we have a stash here of water. Otherwise, we would be screwed. Thank you. 2-liter limit. Okay. Cool. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
It's the 21st of July. And so when we were at the at the Crater National Park, we took advantage and took a day and went on a trolley tour and had a ranger give us a whole bunch of information about the lake. And Jim, since you're the historian.
Well, it was a very interesting tour. The park rangers at all of these national parks they're absolutely wonderful. They are so helpful and informative. So there was a park ranger that was on the trolley giving the tour. It was interesting history that it took a lot of time and effort to make Crater a national park. And the local people that advocated for that often spent their own money and time, often 16, 20 years, lobbying Congress to make it a national park. And in the late 19th century, early 20th century, there was opposition to some of that because timber companies, mining companies may have wanted access to this area. And so the funny thing about the advocates lobbying to get the Crater to become a national park was to finally just call the park and the surrounding area worthless, which was very funny because it didn't have any of the kind of trees that lumber companies needed. It didn't have any of the minerals that the mining companies wanted. So Congress was more than happy then to say, okay, this is a national park. And of course, you can't forget Teddy Roosevelt's efforts to create all of these wonderful areas. So it was really interesting geological thing about Crater is it's just a huge volcano that erupted, many times more powerful than Mount St. Helens. And it threw, when we were we were south of the park. We ran into a boulder field, maybe 50 miles from the park. Well, that was what was ejected from Crater Lake when it blew thousands and thousands of years ago. So it was very, very interesting, and the lake itself is gorgeous. It's the colors in the lake, the blue and the aquamarine, are just
Yeah, the video
so
won't.
incredible.
The video won't even
It doesn't do
come
it justice.
close
No.
to capturing how beautiful it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was worth spending the day and having the trolley ride, and then we took the rim trail, which gave us another couple hours of just like exposure to this beauty, and it was really nice. So today we're heading out of the park, and we will actually be covering the same terrain that we attempted to cover when we turned around, like a month or so ago. So
And to go back to the park for a minute, to the
Yeah.
Crater Lake, it was also interesting, some of the efforts to prior to it becoming a national park, was they wanted to attract tourism to the park, so maybe then more people would advocate to make it a national park. So the lake itself had no fish in it. It was completely barren, and there was no way to get fish in it. The natives, they don't think had any, they didn't bother with the lake since it was barren. So one of the late 19th century people threw trout in there. He walked 40 miles with 2 buckets of fish, and somehow got down to the water itself. There's a very steep rim. Got down and threw the trout in, and they reproduced, but they weren't particularly healthy, so they needed a food supply. So they threw crawdads in, which are an invasive species. So now the park has issues with, they don't know what to do with the billions of crawdads in the lake that actually prey on a native salamander that's down there. So it's interesting that, when humans think they're doing the right thing, often it backfires and they make more problems.
But can you imagine walking 40 miles
40
with
miles
2
with
buckets
2
of
buckets
fish and losing most
you
of
lost
them
half of them or more
before you even got to the lake?
and then carrying 2 buckets down a steep rim into the water's edge. So
Yeah.
tough people.
Yeah.
Well-intentioned, but didn't do any favors.
All right, more later. Bye.
Apparently that's Diamond Lake in the distance. We just today passed the cutoff for that, the side trail. And we've passed the point that we were at the last time when we were setting out to do Oregon and turned around because of snow. And it's all clear now so far, and we're way past the point we were at before. Almost, I think we're approaching 7,000 feet. And that's Mount Thielsen. That's the one that I had a foggy view of yesterday when we were on the rim trail. So we're climbing around it. It's an option to climb it, but we're not taking the time to do that. It's not officially on the PCT.